disappointment after a 93-78 loss to Kent State in the MAC tournament championship game. I got to tell you, it seemed like this year was going to be different for Toledo. 17-game winning streak, 27-6 headed into the MAC championship MAC tournament championship game against Kent State. And they had just been playing so well, 16-2 in the conference, won their quarterfinal and semifinal games, and it just seemed different this year. It seemed like the heartache would finally be over, and Toledo would find a way to win that MAC tournament championship and get the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. But they ran into a very good Kent State team that just was hitting their shots, especially three-pointers, at key times. They got offensive rebounds again, second straight game. Toledo struggled with giving up offensive rebounds to the other team, and they just couldn't overcome Kent State in this game. So, heartbreak again for Rocket fans. Again, 1980, the last time Toledo played in the NCAA tournament in men's basketball. You know, we're now 43. We're going to the year number 44 next year, hoping that that'll finally be the year. It's disappointing, but at the same time, there's an opportunity. NIT, Toledo will take on third-seeded Michigan Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on ESPN2. Michigan is a 7.5-point favorite, but I really like this matchup for the Rockets. First of all, you know, we look at it, okay, Michigan's a third seed. That means Toledo would be like considered a sixth seed in the NIT. They don't really seed them after the top four seeds in each region. But so you're telling me that all these teams that are at least top four seeds are that much better than Toledo. They're better than Toledo, right? That's what you're telling me with this. Let's look at the NIT tournament here. Number one seeds are Oklahoma State, 18-15. They almost got in the NCAA tournament. Okay. Rutgers, 19-14. Clemson, 23-10. Oregon, 19-14. Then you go to your number two seeds in the NIT. Vanderbilt, 20-14. Wisconsin, 17-14. North Texas, 26-7. New Mexico, 22-11. Now your number three seeds in the NIT. Colorado, 17-16. Michigan, of course, 17-15. And we'll get into Michigan a little more here. Liberty, 26-8. Sam Houston, 25-7. So let's look at your number four seeds. Florida Gators, 16-16. Let's see who else we got. Washington State, 17-16. Cincinnati, 21-12. And this one gets me. UAB, 25-9. UAB at 25-9 is a 4 seed in the NIT. Toledo is the equivalent of a 6 seed, 27-7, and beat UAB early in the season. I don't get that. You know, Toledo had a very good year. They won 17 straight games before losing the conference championship game. Let's look at Michigan now. Michigan, the 3 seed, Toledo playing against them in Ann Arbor Tuesday night. Michigan, common opponents with Toledo. They beat Eastern Michigan 88-83. Very close game. They beat Ohio University 70-66 in overtime. And they lost to Central Michigan 63-51. Why is Michigan a 7.5-point favorite against Toledo? I don't get it. Why are they seated so much higher than Toledo? I don't get it. This is Toledo's opportunity on the court to prove that they're better than what the country thinks they are. You know, 27-7, at one point a 17-game winning streak before losing to Kent State. Their winning streak started after losing to Kent State the first time. So 2 losses to Kent State and then 17 wins in their last 19 games. Okay. Kent State is a very good team. They lost by just a couple points to Charleston. I think they lost by 5 points to Houston, 7 points to Gonzaga. They're a very good team. They could very well make it to the Sweet 16, in my opinion, in the NCAA tournament. So, looking at Toledo losing those 2 games to Kent State, they played tough and close until late in the game. And both times, especially in this championship game, it was very close until late in the game, probably like the last 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes or so of the second half is where Kent State really kind of took control. Otherwise, Toledo would fall behind a little bit and they catch up and they'd be right there, within a couple points or tied. So they hung with them pretty well. But anyway, we're going back to Michigan here. Michigan 17-15. Like I said, they were 2-1 against the MAC. The 2 wins are close games against Eastern Michigan and Ohio. Teams Toledo beat. They lost to Central Michigan. Team Toledo beat. Toledo definitely has a good chance in this game. And again, Michigan is a 7.5 point favorite. I'm not really a betting person, not a betting man, but that's tempting. That's really tempting. 7.5 points. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in basketball at the end, especially with fouling and so forth, but that is very tempting. And I think Toledo can definitely win this game. Like JT Shoemate and Milner, Cedric Milner, they're going to look to keep their season going. They're seniors and they want to keep playing and they want to add to their time period, their legacy, right? They are part of a program that has won 3 straight MAC regular season titles. And they want to build on that here in the NIT tournament. And then you've got guys like Ray J. Dennis and Maddox and Moss, and then the guys coming off the bench, so forth. These guys, they're going to come out here and play. Just because they lost in the MAC tournament and did not make it to the NCAA tournament, they're still hungry. They are going to come out here and play hard against Michigan. And I expect this to be a great game. I think that Toledo is going to win. And they're going to show that they're a better team than what, the country thinks of them, what the selection process thinks, not just the NCAA and the NIT, really. NIT did not think that highly of them, did not give them one of the top 4 seeds in each region. So they're not a top 16 team in the NIT. They're playing against a 3 seed. And then, Vegas doesn't think they're going to beat Michigan either here at this point. So I know there's a little more to the way that the whole lines work here with Vegas, but, this is definitely Toledo's opportunity. And you look at this and that Toledo can really show that they are a very good team. They really have a lot coming back. They lose Shoemate and Milner, but they're going to have a lot coming back next year. They're going to be a really good team next year.